Good day again to all you super deformed collectors. I've been collecting these super deformed cars for a good 6 months, over 6 months now, and I'm always finding new stuff. You know, a lot of random freebies, a lot of random brands making cartooned versions of cars and trucks apparently. And so this is one I got locally at a diecast show. No, actually, it was a local shop actually selling a set of these things. I don't know if there's any more castings. If anyone knows, please leave a comment. So, this is the worst branding ever. The thing says CA at RT. When I do a search for that, I pull up a bunch of shopping carts. You know, but car. Yeah. So, and then another thing, I think the manufacturer is called One of One. So if you do one of one CART, it's unique sharpening carts and stuff. So car is, you just can't search for this and this in car or toy or anything and actually find images of these toys inside these boxes. Okay, well anyways, on this side we have some photos or some tire stuff. It seems like this whole collection revolves around tires. Advan, Yokohama, Advan, Yokohama, Yokohama Continental though, and then Yokohama Geolanders. I think that's a Yokohama. On the other side, we have a cartoon image of the cartoon model inside. So there you get an idea. Okay. So we're going to start with the Nissan Z33 here. It's running Advan tires. So one of one Sapphire Factory Sees M Ikeda, and then one of one China. It's not even the same. So all of these words are so generic, it's almost impossible to find any info. So that's why I'm asking if anyone knows of other castings. I'm looking for a date. I don't see any sort of date. We don't know how old this is. Alright. So it's just loose in there. I don't know if this should have been in a plastic sleeve or not, but they're mirrors and they come in a plastic bag. So let's take a look at these things. They are painted, so that's nice. You know, some companies, they give you mirrors, but they're not painted, so that you don't want to even put them on. Boy, those are small, so. Alright, I need some tweezers. Let's see how well this works. Or maybe I don't need tweezers, they're pretty long. So, looking at the body, there's a rectangular peg, and this little mirror. I'm hoping, yes, I see. So it does fit in there. The problem is, I think it's going to fall out. So I think some poster putty or some school glue would be helpful. Well, at least for this review, I think they'll probably stay in or not. Yeah, that one doesn't really want to go in. Alright, so let's get a different angle here. Well, the tire printing obviously was an important factor in this line of toys. So you got Yokohama Advan printed all over them, front and back. The wheels are blanked off because these are pullback toys. Right. What's nice is there's no coin holder like a choro-q, so you can actually see back details here. There's some diffuser details. I guess 2 central exhaust details, some sponsorship, the red taillights. The wing is a separate piece, or pieces. Pretty thick plastic, again, being a toy, so it has to withstand some abuse from children, including me. There's actually silver paint on the mirrors, which is nice. You don't even see that on some realistic looking models. The windows are totally blacked out, so or are they? Yeah, I think they're totally blacked out. I think this body is probably molded in this blue color. Yeah. Well, while we're down here, so it just says CA at RT and then one of one company. So again, you can't really search this. I was able to search and find a few listings on eBay, but these are, I don't know. I'm not sure how old these are or how they were distributed. You know, were these freebies that came from like Yokohama dealerships? Maybe you bought a pair of tires or a set of tires and you got some toy for free. Please leave a comment again. So this is perfectly smooth painted black. Unfortunately there's no texture in there. This blue also seems to be metallic. Now I'm trying to decipher if this thing is painted. I think it might be painted. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it looks like the plastic was white or off-white, and then you got this blue metallic paint. So all the sponsorship is tampo printed. There's no decals or stickers. Even this windshield banner is tampo printed. So this is running in the Super GT Grand Touring Championship of Japan. There's some yellow paint on the headlights covers there. And then for some reason some bumps on the rear glass. Alright. So it's interesting. It's choro-q size, but it's not exactly like a choro-q. Alright, let me get the next one. So I'm guessing that's an R34. Yeah, BNR 34, final champion of the Super Taiko series. So I guess that's a different type of racing event. 2002 and 2003 champion. Okay. Alright. Some mirrors again. Oh, these are some frail looking mirrors. I'm thinking I don't even, maybe I shouldn't leave these mirrors on. If I drop this thing, I'm definitely going to break those mirrors. I guess for the review I'll put them in, but I think afterwards I'm going to take these mirrors off because I'm always dropping these things. Alright, so this mirror I think needs glue. It's supposed to go in here, but it's not. There's only one way for it to go in because there's literally silver on the reflector side, so this has to be for this side. Yeah, I'm assuming these mirrors have to be glued onto that slot right there because they have a very long, post. And there's actually something printed on the mirror, which is interesting. Something so small would have printing on it. I can't make it out though. Boy, it's really hard to hold. Alright, well, I'm going to put those mirrors aside before I lose them. Okay. So is Zeal a shock company or something? I think so. I don't know. Okay, this looks like the exact same blue. No, or is it? I think it's different. I see a little purple in the Z, whereas this I just see dark blue, but it is metallic. Alright. So the banner's different. It's in a different racing league, I guess. I guess those are their drivers' names there. And then C1 class, I guess. And then again, Yokohama Advance. And this has pretty funky looking wheels. They look like NK wheels or something. And then the rear wing again. Very cartoony. But nice printing on the rear lights here. And then the central exhaust, or maybe not, because that looks like an exhaust as well. It's interesting they would actually paint. Oh no, that's hollow. I thought that was black paint for a second. That's actually a hollow exhaust. Alright, those are painted nicely. And notice how skinny and tall it is. Door handle sticking out a little bit. Going to the front, again no texture sadly, but at least there's paint in there. The headlights, they're a different color. They almost look like they have a little bit of green metallic going on, or yellow metallic. I'm gonna guess it's actually yellow paint that's put on the blue body, and so it looks green. These are recessed a little bit, these little brake vents. Some really foreshortened canards. So, interesting. The wheels are actually gray. I don't think they're silver. This is silver for sure. I think these are gray. Yeah. So again, the base, not very helpful. And I think this body, there's the real color of this plastic they're using. It's like just a white plastic. Which makes sense. It'd probably be easier to paint white plastic than a darker color. Alright, this next one here, we have what looks like a Porsche of some sort. Not sure what kind. 996 actually. No specs, so probably didn't win anything. So Tyson Advan, I guess that must be a, well, I don't know what the Tyson is. So a bag of mirrors again. This time I think they will fit in there because I can see air passing between those holes for the mirrors. It's like the plastic is too big. See? So it's not really very well molded, these mirrors. Or, no, there's not extra flash or anything. This one went in okay, although it's pointed forward. See? Look at that. That makes no sense. It's pointed forward, not backwards. Really strange. I'm just gonna... Let's try the other one. Yeah, that doesn't want to go in at all. I'm just gonna break it off if I force it, so I'm gonna take it out. I guess I'll just leave that weird one there. Again, that mirror has printing on it though. So, alright. Blue Panther. I'm not sure what that's about. Alright, but it has yellow headlights again. And then, unfortunately, no paint here in these vents. And it looks like this blue paint isn't covering the plastic very well. It looks very light here. It looks darker up top. This is, I think, a metallic paint as well. And then this is clearly white wheels on this one. Yeah, just blanked off wheels. There's some lug nut details there in the center. Boy, the camera can't focus, it's too bright. There you go. Blacked out windows. Taillights are very shiny red and some silver. And then this actually has relatively thin wing struts compared to the other two. And then the exhausts, yeah, they're actually dimensional. There's a hole in the middle of them, but no color on the exhaust tips. You know, that's kind of weird that they wouldn't paint those silver. Alright. Okay. Just want to see all three of these blues. I think they're all different. This is clearly more purple. These two, I feel this blue is darker than this blue. So interesting they would take that effort to have different paints. Alright. So next I think we have another 911, probably the same casting. But the one brand difference is this is Continental. You know, it's not, it's a German company, not a Japanese tire company. Like the same mirrors, but I'm not going to bother trying to put those in. There are holes there, but for some reason I can't get them in there. Yeah, I think it's the same casting, but now this one does have black paint in here, and then I can't see that's gold though. It's just a different yellow on the headlights, that is. And then this black air in these three little vents here. No, this is actually a graphic of a tire. Interesting. It's silver paint and then they printed on this blue tire tread. Alright. This one has the same wheel casting, but this time they're silver, and then the tires say Continental, of course. Alright. So this tire tread mark goes around the back. And this one has, you know, different paint apps for the tail lights there. Right. Again, though, no color on the exhaust tips. I've never seen a Porsche with taillights like this. This I could see, but this, no. You can really see how thin the wing is here. Oh, the third brake light is also painted, but not on the blue one. Interesting. I guess, well, not sure why they made those decisions, you know. I guess there are more paint apps going on this car. Maybe that's why. Alright. And the last one, we have a Geolander, which I think is an off-road line of tires by Yokohama. No mirrors. There are mirrors on the truck, though. Are there holes? No, they're not missing. There are no peg holes for the mirrors, so I'm going to guess it just didn't come with mirrors. So this one, oddly, there's nothing printed on the tires. Why wouldn't they print Geolander? Not on the inside. So that's really weird. Yeah, very strange indeed. Okay, so it's got fog lights, but they're sticking up, they're pointed upwards. This has to do with the way they pulled it out of the mold, I think, but it makes it look a little ridiculous, I think. This brush guard here. I guess that's supposed to be a headlight. This is a black graphic going into this weird cracked earth graphic. Bunch of, you know, other tampo printing for sponsorship. And then blacked out windows. Maybe an air vent, antenna stub maybe, door handle or a fuel filler. The wheels, different I think from the other ones. It's painted silver. I guess these are probably 2 spare tires, maybe a cross brace, and then not sure why there'd be a tire tread there, but it's there, and in there. Differential, some sort of tube frame for this racing truck. I might like that. I'm not sure if I like this one the most or not. So the tires are really hard, which makes me think, well, this one actually is, the front one's not very hard, but the rears feel really tough. Let me try the other ones. Yeah, very tough again. So that makes me think these must be really old. So these two have the same wheels, the Porsches, just different colors. But there seems to be 4 different wheel castings. There you go. And, well, 4 different castings. 4 different cars, 4 different wheels. So it does make me think maybe there might be other liveries. You know, if they have 2 Porsches, one would think there'd be 2 trucks, 2 GTRs, and 2 Zs. Maybe the truck wouldn't be easy to have 2 liveries on, but you could clearly have millions of liveries of these things if you just had random car, custom street car colors, never mind race cars. Okay, well, it's interesting. Let's get these up on the turntable and compare it to some choro-qs. Alright, got these things slowing at slow speed. With so many vehicles it gets a little blurry, right? So choro-q wise, at the Porsche I have this 996 street version here, which I'll put here. And then for a race version I have this one. This is a real race livery. I found a picture of this when I reviewed this one. So the overall proportioning is somewhat similar to choro-q, with a tall cabin and the foreshortening around like 60%, or maybe twice as short as it should be in a real car, between 30 and 50 I would say. Okay, Z-wise, I have this racing choro-q here of a 350Z. And a yellow hat crazy Super GT Z. It's also by choro-q, but it's a different deformation where the roof is not so high. It looks more like a race car, whereas this looks more like a cartoon car. Right, so interesting, the same brand, we have two different styles. Alright, so the Geolander. Boy, it's getting tight up here. I'm going to remove this one. I guess I'll remove this one. This is by Wanda. It's a coffee company. This is a freebie that came with a can of their coffee, and that's a Toyota Land Cruiser LC200. And then this is a choro-q Mega Cruiser, Toyota Mega Cruiser. Try to focus on those as they spin around. Alright, so R34 wise, we have a choro-q racing version. I have some 3D printed wheels though. There we go. So that looks lower because the riding stance is much lower. But even if it wasn't lowered, I think it would still be, you know, this is just a tall looking cartoon version. Here's a street version. It's a different casting. choro-q has many different castings of an R34. And then this is a different style of deformation as well. This one is from, boy, I don't have a sticker on it. I think it's Suntory Boss, which is a different brand of coffee in Japan. So I kind of like this styling. It's totally different, but I still like it. And the detail is still nice. You know, the wheels look good and all that stuff. So. So we're going to let this guy spin for a revolution so you can really look at the differences in deformation. And I guess now I'm starting to appreciate the mirrors. In case you haven't noticed, I did put the mirrors on all of them. I had to shave some of the plastic off, in particular that one. And the other ones I just like twisted around until the mirror got into a normal location. So it could have just been like all the extra paint on the mirrors that was causing them to be in a weird position originally. The only choro-q that has mirrors on this setup is this GTR here. But in general, most choro-qs don't have mirrors, because in general they're toys meant to be played with children, you know, and they're pullback toys, so they hit walls at really high speeds. So I'm actually surprised that any of these things have mirrors, because these things tend to go pretty fast, you know, after you wind them up, of course. Okay, let me give you guys a more top view here. In general, the only thing that's really off in the overall length, this one seems extra long. Well, actually, all of these ones we're reviewing today are longer than the choro-q variations. They're longer than choro-q. The Geolander, if you take in the brush guard, is longer than the choro-q. But this Porsche is also longer than the choro-q. So, yeah, it's slightly longer. Okay, let's get all these choros out of here and let these guys spin on their own. Alright. In summary, I'm pretty happy that I got these because they are a little bit different than choro-q. You'll find that my channel is mostly choro-q these days, and so it's just nice to see a different brand doing their own thing, you know, doing their own style of tuning things out. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I do have to warn you, these are pretty expensive. They're not cheap, that's what I'm trying to say. Considering these are just pullback toys, this is like stupid money. You know, I'm a complete moron for buying these. It's totally understandable if you think that. But they do like them, so the heart gets what it wants. Okay, well, stay tuned. Obviously, I'm going to do some other super deformed videos, probably tomorrow. Okay, see you guys.